What's going on, Aces? I hope that you all are having a wonderful weekend. I wanted to get into this last episode, episode 6, the recap, which is the finale of the Queens of R&B. And I have, watched Candy speak on it and watched LaTocha on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live to kind of gather all the information before Sunday. I think Candy said that her and Tiny and Tamika, they're doing shows in Chicago and Detroit. And so since this past, Sunday was the last episode on Bravo, she said that she's going to get those two, the whole group together minus Tasha and do a speak on it. So I'll bring you a recap of that as well. Hopefully we can get some new insight and, about everything that was going on. This was definitely one of the best shows that Bravo has put out, mostly because it was a real like reality show. Like it wasn't scripted, and a lot of people are saying that they would love a season 2. So I would as well, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So this sixth episode, the last episode, the finale, opened and began where they left off with, what happened at the end of episode 5, where Rocky and LaTocha was confronted by the rest of the group for getting kickbacks from a promoter. And LaTocha is looking at this phone and these text messages like, it's in Morse code or, from Mars or something. Like she doesn't know what's going on. So she calls Rocky and basically, he's saying that I don't get kickbacks. Kickbacks are for people who, have to hustle and I don't have to hustle. I do the deals. And while it may not be necessarily illegal um, on a business aspect, it's unethical because, as Tiny said, they should know every dime of the money that's getting, you know, paid to all the members. And nobody should be getting any kind of kickback, side deals, money under the table that the rest of the group doesn't know about. So, he's really defensive and Candy and Tiny, I think, on their speak on it, they said that, they asked Candy, what they were going to do. And, her and Tiny were just like, nothing. I mean, they're not going to trip over $30,000. Both of those women are multimillionaires as well as their husbands. However, it does make them, lose that trust in LaTocha and not want to work with her anymore. She, huffs and puffs and walks out and calls her mom. And, she's like, my family's falling apart and, I don't know anything about money. But then in their confessional, her and Rocky, while he's talking about, well, I do the deals and nobody pays me any money if they don't, they owe me, the money that they're paying me. And then she chimes in. She's like, well, let me chime in, Rock. There's a finder's fee and so on and so forth. And again, we get it that people, you know, have different, I guess, business practices. But when you're in a group, you want to be as open and transparent as possible so that people can, trust you and know that you're open about all the money that's being put on the table. You're not trying to hide anything. So anyway, moving on to when the ladies are talking about the set list and, looking back over just the things that they were arguing about. And I'm not, I moved on from LaTocha and the money because that's a huge issue. The order and the set list, I really would have liked to see all of them come together and collaborate more, maybe sing each other's songs or lift each other up or, I know they did get on stage and they sang a song all together from the Clark sisters, Am I Living in Vain? And that was beautiful, right? But I think that them squabbling over, who goes first and who goes last. And I mean, people don't even care about that. Like they are so much bigger than, just these minor details. I could see if they were still in their teens and they had just came out and this was the 90s and they were like, oh, okay, um, you know, the person who goes on first or the person who goes on last is, going to somehow, I don't know, mess up where they are on the charts or, where they are with the fans. But we've known them for so long. Like this whole tour was supposed to be nostalgic. And I would have loved to see, maybe them singing each other's biggest hits, like Xscape singing Weak and, you know, SWV singing Understanding and, them or singing them all together on stage. You know what I mean? Like just as an empowerment group collaborative effort. Like that's what I would have loved to see. But instead, we have them going over the rehearsal and Don Juan says, this is corny. And Don Juan, which is Candy's assistant, he basically gets cussed out and shut down by Taj, and she's like, shut up. That's not what she said verbatim, but this is a family channel, okay? But yeah, which I understand, like, Don Juan, if you can't be constructively, helpful, like constructive criticism goes a long way, but just saying that that's corny, that's not helpful. So, and I understand the ladies were already frustrated. So, but Tosh was funny. So then we have Tocha and her sister Tamika in the back. Tocha comes in with this huge, entourage of all these people, and they have words backstage, and Tamika's like, this isn't you. Like, what are you doing here with all these people? And Tasha's like, yes, they are, and they treat me better than family. And I mean, well, Tocha, you're paying them. You and Rocky, you're paying a huge entourage, and don't get me wrong. I mean, of course, you want to have people on your team to help you, but I mean, going back to Candy, she's a multimillionaire. She's been doing this a long time. And she only has Don Juan there. Like you don't need all those people because that's a lot of paychecks that you guys have to cut. Um, MC Hammer could, could teach us all a thing or two about having a huge entourage around you, just kind of sucking you dry. You don't need that. And so, again, her and Tamika are going back and forth, and I don't know if they're still talking. Last I heard that they're not talking anymore. I hope that one day they are able to mend that relationship. But, when Tasha came in, with this huge entourage, Lily was saying, well, look, this is Diana Ross. Diana Ross is here. And, Tamika's calling her Diana Ross. And that's not helpful either. It's funny. Yeah. And Tasha, she's been wanting to go solo for so long. And from what I understand, her record that just came out last weekend on Good Friday did not sell well. So unfortunately, I don't know if her solo career is going to be as successful as she might have hoped. But again, I hope that her and Tamika can reconcile after all of this. But here they are backstage, and they just look amazing. I'm glad that they chose the silver and black because it definitely looks good. And again, I would love a season 2. They're out on tour right now, so if you guys go look at Ticketmaster, you can see. Maybe they'll come to your city. You guys can see them in person. But I really enjoyed watching a reality show from two iconic groups from the 90s that was not scripted. And, nobody, like, there wasn't a whole lot of violence or people throwing food and, unnecessary mess like that. Like, it was real and it was just, I would have loved it to be a kickoff for a tour. That's what, Candy and Tiny said that they were hoping. Maybe they can do a season 2 and put the pettiness behind them and that they can get a kickoff tour. That would be wonderful. But in the meantime, this was a great season. Congratulations to, all the women and SWV. They're iconic. I really hope that, and Xscape is iconic as well. I just really hope that they can, like I said, put the differences behind them. Somebody can, extend an olive branch, meet them halfway, and they can go on tour together because I would love it. SWV is going on tour right now with Jodeci during the summer. And then Xscape is on the tour, just the three of them, Tiny, Tamika, and Candy. And they are touring the US right now as well. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I wanted to get, all my information before making the recap. And I will do a recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville as well. That comes out again, the second episode tonight. But let me know if you guys want to see a season 2. I would love it. I really would because, Tasha went on Watch What Happens Live with Andy and, going back and forth on this whole open marriage, open relationship thing. She backtracked again and, was gaslighting us like, oh no, it wasn't about the relationship. I didn't mean that. I meant we had an open communication. Okay, but your IG live says something completely different. So with that being said, y'all, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I ain't got no more, but I would love a season 2. Drop down in the comments, let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you later. Take care, aces. Bye.